10 money mistakes you must avoid. Money needs to be one thing in your life which is managed very carefully. According to expert studies, money, lack thereof, is the leading cause of many problems and setbacks in life, and is a leading cause of highly stressful life events such as marital divorce. For some, the topic of money is a very contentious issue. Rather than discuss money issues, people often choose to bury their heads in the sand, rather than face up to the issues which they are experiencing financially. Many people are embarrassed about their money situation and will even get into a huge amount of debt just to save face and keep up with the Joneses. Many people avoid the topic of money altogether, never discussing anything to do with money with anyone, not even their spouse. They just blindly go through life living paycheck to paycheck, paying minimum payments on credit card bills, and struggling to make ends meet. Most of these people will not even open their mail as they know it's another bill or demand and they can't face it as they feel like there's nothing that can be done about it. But there is always a way to get out of any financial situation you may find yourself in. And today we're going to look at how to avoid getting into these situations in the first place, with 10 money mistakes you must avoid and how you can be good with your money. In the future, I will also make a video on things you can do to get out of debt and start your journey on the road to financial freedom. Before we get into the video, please hit that subscribe button and comment "I subscribed" below so I know who is serious about their financial future. Done? Thanks. In life, there are two types of people: those who strive to increase their net worth and those who go through life living paycheck to paycheck. I want to make sure that anyone watching my videos are firmly in the camp for increasing their net worth. I realize there may be some people watching who still need to climb out of a hole they have dug for themselves to get back into the right path, and this video will help you too, so keep watching. We're going to look at 10 money mistakes which need to be avoided so that you can succeed in the game of money. And it is just that, a game. Like any game, there are rules, and if you follow them like other financially successful people have before you, there is no reason why you can't be successful too. The fact is that money is easier to get your hands on than it is to retain. It's easier to earn money than it is to keep it. Once that money lands in your account, everyone wants their piece. Your home payment, your utility bills, groceries, car payments, loan payments, Netflix subscriptions. Before you know it, that $2,000 that just landed in your account is $200, and this is all you have to live on for the month. No matter how much money you make, if you don't live within your means and make the right financial decisions, you will end up broke. We have all heard the stories of the lottery winners who went broke. They won millions of dollars and still went broke. So let's look at the 10 money mistakes you need to avoid. Money mistake number 1, spending more than you earn. One of the money mistakes people often make is to spend more money than they are making. It doesn't matter if they earn $20 million a year or $40,000 a year. If you subscribe to lifestyle inflation, you will never be rich, and you will always struggle to make ends meet. Look at someone like Mike Tyson, who over his career made more than $300 million and still managed to blow it all and file for bankruptcy in 2003. Although Mike was a successful boxer, he lacked a financial education, which led him to dwindle his fortune down to nothing and beyond. At his lowest point, he still owed millions of dollars to various establishments, including the IRS. So you can see, no matter how much money you have, you can still lose it all. This is why it's important to understand that you need to spend less money than you make. In the early years, when you were just starting your career, it's a good time to try and form this habit. Try to live on less than you make. Then as you get more experience and get a higher salary, don't keep increasing your spending to match your salary. Let's say you earn $25,000 a year. Try to live on $20,000. Then when you get a pay raise to $30,000, try to only live on $24,000 if you want a little raise, but don't spend $30,000 a year. Then as you start to get bigger and bigger pay raises, when you have found an amount you can comfortably live on, don't be a victim of lifestyle inflation. Live frugally. You can have the odd treat now and again. I'm not saying live like a monk. But if you're spending everything you make each and every month, pretty soon you're going to end up like Iron Mike. Money mistake number 2, only having one source of income. I've covered this in another video on the channel called 7 Streams of Income Rich People Have, if you want to get into this topic in more detail after this video. If you only have one source of income, what are you going to do if that source of income is taken away? You're going to have no income, and I don't have to tell you that that's not a great place to be. Many people have more than one skill or hobby which can be turned into another source of income to supplement your main wage. Start a side hustle doing something that can bring in more money. You never know, this side hustle could turn into an income which overtakes your main source of income. Side hustles are usually something you would rather be doing than your main job, as nobody starts a side hustle in things that they don't like doing. Some ideas for money-generating side hustles include virtual assistant, creating a blog on a subject you are knowledgeable in, let out a room or a home with Airbnb, become a freelance writer, sell your services on sites like Fiverr, create a drop-shipping business, teach an instrument or a skill to people wanting to learn. Just a few ideas here, but the list is endless. Money mistake number 3, not having an emergency fund. I'm sure you've heard me say this before. You need to have an emergency fund, which has enough cash in it so that you can survive on zero income for a period of 6 months. Why? Well, if something happens and you lose your job, you need to have money set aside to pay all of your bills and your living expenses for up to 6 months so that you can get back on your feet. You can invest this 6-month emergency fund into a Roth IRA, which can be withdrawn at any time. Your money can then grow free from income and capital gains tax, and you won't have any penalties for taking the money out when you need it. Money mistake number 4, following get-rich-quick schemes. Don't get drawn into the next get-rich-quick scheme. There will always be a new thing which it seems everyone is getting rich from. The truth is they probably aren't. They only tell you about the wins rather than the losses. They often require you to put out some capital with the promise of huge gains, which is often not the case. If it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. So avoid get-rich-quick schemes, as they often turn out to be get-poor-quick schemes. Money mistake number 5, not taking risks. Many people avoid risks in life, especially in the financial front, but sometimes you need to take some risks. These need to be calculated risks, but often high risks leads to high reward. The younger you are, the more financial risks you can afford to take, and as you get older, you need to taper these risks down to be lower and lower. If you take a financial risk when you are younger, you still have time to recover, as you have a long road ahead of you to retirement, so it's sometimes worth taking some calculated financial risks. And when I say take some risks, I don't mean jump on a plane to Las Vegas and put it all on red or black. I mean investing in some more volatile assets, such as cryptocurrency or IPOs, or even investing some money into a business of your own or startup business a friend is forming. Just make sure you do your research and don't invest money you can't afford to lose. If you are still watching this video, congratulations. You're one of the few who really dedicates the time to be financially free. If you want to learn more about becoming financially free, then please hit the like button and subscribe. It really helps me to bring you more great content. Thank you. Money mistake number 6, spending on bad habits. This one should not really need to be on this list because we all know that it's the biggest waste of money, and that includes spending on bad habits such as tobacco, alcohol, drugs, and gambling. I'm sure there are 1,000 other bad habits which you shouldn't be spending your money on, but these are some of the common ones which lead you to the poorhouse. If you are spending money on any of these habits, you need to really try and stop. Spending money on these bad habits will also increase your medical insurance premiums and are not a necessary part of life. So if you are spending on some of these things, you need to seriously pay attention and try to quit as soon as possible. Money mistake number 7, spending on credit cards. There is no actual problem with spending on credit cards. The problem comes when you don't pay them off. Credit cards can provide some amazing benefits, such as air miles and vouchers for shopping experiences, but only if you are really disciplined with them and use them correctly. All balances on credit cards should be paid off at the end of each month to avoid the extortionate credit card interest rates. Don't forget that these rates are also variable, so when the Fed hikes interest rates, the rates you pay on your credit card will increase too. Paying the minimum payment on credit cards is the fastest way to the poorhouse. The minimum payments on credit cards often only barely cover the interest, so please avoid spending on them wherever possible. Money mistake number 8, saving rather than investing. Once you have your 6-month emergency fund, as we discussed in point number 3, every penny you're putting away after that should be invested, not saved. What do I mean by this? Well, if you save your money, you are placing it in a standard bank account where you'll be paid a heartbreaking 0.5% interest per year. With inflation running at 2% normally, that means that every year your money is sat on a savings account that money is losing 1.5% per year. If you invest that money in a fund like the S&P 500, which on average returns around 9% per year over the long term, with inflation at 2%, your money is still growing by 8% a year and is compounding year on year. Money mistake number 9, not having a retirement account. I am a huge advocate of this, paying your future self. Many people go through life not thinking about retirement until it's too late. You need to be thinking about retirement as soon as you start work. The longer you pay money into a retirement account, the more compound interest will work for you, and the less money you will have to actually contribute in the future. Get your money into your retirement account on a monthly schedule and never reduce it or stop it. Keep increasing it as your salary increases. And when you are sat on a hefty sum when you come to retire, you'll be better off than most people are when they retire. Money mistake number 10, not setting a monthly budget. If you don't know how much money is coming in and going out on a monthly basis, how are you ever going to know where you are financially? And if you don't know where you are financially, how do you know how you're going to reach your goals? Having a monthly budget ensures that you are not spending on things which you can do without. Download all of your bank statements and see what is coming in and coming out, and figure out a budget which works for you, which only consumes 75% of your salary. Then invest the rest. Watch this video next to continue your financial education, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Thanks for watching.